opportunity like this?
It's the mindset that Otega Oweh had when he was talking to Sean. It's simply about the guys who win always benefit.
Things a little bit more difficult.
Agreed wholeheartedly, and that's the thing. You don't use the stuff that you work on with your trainer. Andrew Nembhard's so special is his ability to defend. He can go out and guard a Jalen Brunson. He can go guard a Donovan Mitchell, and that's what has put him in the start.
An up and down season this year, so it's interesting to see what they took from last year and how they're kind of translating it to now. Jameer Watkins, another player that we're going to see a little bit from.
Winner at FAU, a winner at Florida, obviously with the national championship this season. He's got an opportunity with how he's playing out here on the floor to have the ball in his
today, which 6'2" and under is considered small guards. So Hod Pettiford definitely in that size category. You have to be.
Say, where do I need to improve? What is the perception of me? And they're building a resume. I mean, playing in the combine, to me, the guys that decided to play. If they
is it to be playing in the NBA right now?
But you also get that evaluation. So if you get the evaluation that says 25 to 35, that's the range that you're going to get drafted.
Well, he tested well. He shot it very well in the drills. I think it's a great look for every single one of these players to be out here and showing their talent. They obviously were having a great time. Come on, Malawach, just seeing the way that he's moving now, what he's done with
the defensive side of the ball right now, being active with his hands and putting himself in the right position, and then making the right decision offensively, whether it's cutting into space. And so much of this is almost like a pickup game with coaches where they talk about concepts. And at the timeout before he came in, they were talking about spacing, moving, cutting with purpose.
Watch him play, and you talk about competing, Bobby. I mean, we talked about, the most important thing is competing. This dude is a world-class competitor. That guy off the ball, that's why their defense was so good at times. Butler could guard the ball. Oweh on and off the ball is an elite competitive winning kind of.
But Josh Okogie didn't have the option of getting NIL money and going back to college.
100%.
To where they even invest that type of resources in doing the background work.
Well, and the other teams want to know, they know who they are at Kentucky, but in a different environment, who is that player?
Is it really hard to evaluate in this type of environment or in a summer league type of environment? Because look, these guys are terrific players, but a lot of these guys are playing for two ways. A lot of these guys, how do you quantify and how do you evaluate a guy like that obviously tremendous promise, but like he's going to
in the first round. You're not staying in this draft and turning down $3 million just to chance it by doing this. I think when you look at him, he would be perfect for teams that have multiple first-round picks. When you're looking at Brooklyn, outside of 8, when you're at 9.
Building that house knowing he'd never wanted to pick up a hammer for the rest of his life. That he was like, hey, this basketball thing's got to work out. And I think that he's going to continue through those pro workouts and the teams that are coming to see him. I think everybody's leaving with that same kind of sense, is that he's a guy in those teams that if you have multiple picks, to Bobby's point.
This guy wins. When he walks into that office and he's talking to a general manager and president of basketball operations, he's winning that interview.
Yeah, I had him last year when he came out for the draft. If you're not, the wear and tear, you can, a 23-year-old is really like a 20-year-old here. So he's got a promising future, whatever decision he elects to do here.
Did you stay all 4?
I was there for 4. I only played 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, like guys today, it's so fascinating because it's not only are they going to stay in. Dude, that's the next step.
He'll be the 4th Oklahoma player in 30 years, selected in the first round. Trae Young, Buddy Hield, Blake Griffin.
Can't see the judgment eye that I'm going to be looking at him with this comp.
I was right on the top. I'm all with him. Like the Kyrie has been my comp for him, so I know you'd kill me.
We talk about how explosive he is. Doesn't turn 19 until October. He's great at downhill. He drew fouls at a very elite level this year. Inconsistencies from beyond, attempted multiple threes, and sometimes he relies a little bit too much on his speed. So I go this way, and I'm backing up so I can see Corey. John Wall-ish.
He's fringe, Sean. The difference between the two, Jeremiah's ability to shoot the basketball and really score, I think, is ahead of John Wall, where John Wall was coming out in 2010 at Kentucky.
At 12:30 Eastern, back with Coach Seth Greenberg, Corey Alexander, Bobby Marks, Sean Farnham, Jonathan Givony as well. And Bobby, one of the players that maybe has flown under the radar a little bit here, Han Sun Yang. What have you seen from him?
He is interesting. He's only been over in the States for about 2 weeks right now because the season went a little bit long here. And the big thing when you talk to him, what he wanted to get out of this was not to be known just as a kind of a back-to-the-basket type player here. We saw him stretch the floor a little bit. He hit at the top of the key three. He just made a beautiful behind-the-back pass, so you can show his passing ability here. So that's what scouts want to know. Certainly a guy who's been over in China for the past few years here, as far as how his game and what else can he do correlates to this next level.
7'2", doesn't turn 20 until day 2 of the NBA draft. Looking to become the 10th player from China drafted and the first since 2016, and showing off the range there, although not deftly.
Well, you know, guys, I was lucky enough. I saw him work out with Clutch Sports out in Los Angeles, and they feel very confident that he can stretch the floor. Now, the three-point line, we just obviously saw him miss pretty badly, but the three-point line's a little bit different than where you play in the CBA over in China, and it was just 3 days removed, and watching him compete with guys like Hunter Dickinson, Vaslav Wolden, like Malawach in those workouts, you could see that his upside is that he has some better mobility. Even though he lumbers as a big guy, he does have pretty quick feet in certain situations and drills where you start to look at and say, okay, is there enough to tap into it to believe that with his size that he can make a difference at this next level and be a backup big?